News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. Dave Wolf alongside Bret Witkowski, wrapping up tonight's St. Joe 48-34 win over Portage Northern. And
I predicted 42-34.
2 years ago, these two teams put up over 1,100 yards of total offense.
Tonight was 1,050.
Tonight, just a little over 1,050. So basically, between St. Joe and Portage Northern, defense is optional.
Well, it's like Big 12 football. It's not bad defense. I think it's just great offense. And if you remember, St. Joe, I believe, only had 9 yards of offense at the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
And so, I think they made some adjustments. I think coming out of the gate, St. Joe had not been hit that hard probably all season.
Right. I mean, Edwardsburg maybe gave a slap in the face, but especially for the last 3 weeks for St. Joe really hasn't been tested.
No.
They were tested tonight.
Yeah, and I think Northern came out and gave that right to them, and then St. Joe answered back. It's like a 15-round heavyweight boxing match. St. Joe came out and they lost round 1, but then they came back and won a lot of the other rounds. At one point, St. Joe had outscored Portage Northern 36-6.
28-point second quarter for St. Joe, outscoring Northern 28-6.
And the passing game really wasn't there.
There was a passing game tonight?
Well, not much. I mean, St. Joe struggled with it. But that offensive line, they were facing a 6-man front the entire night.
Mm-hmm.
So St. Joe, most of the time, went with 2 tight ends with only one out back or one wide out. And, you got to credit the running backs for St. Joe. Halstead really started out strong, and then Chapman, another great game. He's only had 9 touchdowns the last 2 games. Only 9.
I mean, the rushing stats of this one amazing. We knew Portage Northern's Vaughn Zeltias was going to get the yards. In fact, he had 28 carries for 327 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Please tell me he's a senior.
I don't know. I believe so he is. But St. Joe's Dylan Chapman, 37 carries, 244 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So really, those two just kind of canceled each other out. Who was the players that stepped up? And like I said, it was like Halstead and Crossman, the quarterback. I mean, the big guys just cancel each other out. But those other guys that you want to get experience from and yardage from, really came to play for St. Joe.
Yeah, I think St. Joe on both sides of the ball did a great job doing what they had to. They had a couple of big interceptions. There was an interception by, sometimes turnovers are Achilles heel. They hurt you, and it's over with. St. Joe this year,
I'm Dave. That's Joel walked by, yeah.
St. Joe has not had penalties that have killed drives. One almost did. They have not had turnovers that have cost them games. Where, like tonight, St. Joe had an interception. That happens. The pass was overthrown over to, I think it was Ciccarello across the middle or DeLong, one of the two. Northern intercepts it. They run it. There's a penalty. They're blocking back. They bring it back. St. Joe gets another interception on their own, and then they go down and score.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. And, there's just something about this team, and I can't find a word for it. It's just there. It's just it. This team knows how to finish. This team is, I think, on a mission. Last year they had some upsetting losses. One to Niles, Lakeshore in the playoffs. And I think, we're defined, I think, a lot in life by our losses. How do we react to our losses? Do we fold and let that define us, or do we fight back and get into the weight room and push yourselves and try to be better? When you look at the sidelines, you don't see guys jawing around, jerking around, which I've seen in the past, not with this program. You don't see guys looking in the bleachers. You don't see them yell. You definitely don't see them point fingers at each other.
Yeah.
And I think, you've got a coaching staff that has been together for a number of years. They know each other, and I think they like the system they've got going. I'm going to go back to how St. Joe just got off the bus last week at Lakeshore. They walked off that bus. They were dressed ready to go. They got dressed as Dickinson, and they walked down with the mission. And that mission continued today. And, now you're 6-0, ranked 4th in the state, 3rd in power points. I got to believe they're going to move up to number 2 or 1 in power points. They'll move up the rankings over somebody above them losers.
You want to look at some of the other stats. St. Joe, 516 yards rushing, 516 yards of total offense, 440 yards on the ground. Portage Northern, 390 yards rushing, 537 total yards. One stat that I think is key for St. Joe. St. Joe was 7 of 10 for fourth down.
That's absurd. You don't have teams go 10 times on fourth down in the whole entire season.
Well, the Lions do. But.
Yeah, they do. That's going to cost the Lions at some point because that's pro ball, not high school ball. But yeah, that is a stat. He's a gambler. The first couple of years, I'm like, well, I'm not sure what he's going to do. I can tell you, if it's 4th and 3, unless he's sitting at the 20-yard line, they're going to go for it. Mm-hmm. And St. Joe, how many times they punted him? Once?
I think so.
Yeah, they punted. St. Joe has punted all 4 times this season.
You can count it on one finger, one hand.
Yeah. Well, but mine was kind of messed up. But
okay, 4.5 punts.
4.5 fingers, yeah. But I just like where this team is going. A couple of coaches have been on me to get out and watch practice, so I did come out on Wednesday, and I was impressed just how they're focused in practice. I mean, they're having fun, got the music going, but it's a very detailed, down to the minute type of practice. We got Mama Graza kind of cookies, right? Which are phenomenal. Now we got Mama Catania's Cazzolis.
Oh.
Yeah, so now we got Mama G and Mama C, and they are diabetic nightmares.
Yeah. Diabetic here, thank you.
But I'm telling you what, when you win, everybody wants to get on board. And so, St. Joe is going to go up to what is turning out to be a much improved Manawan squad.
Yeah.
They only lost 7-0 last week to the Portage Central team, and they rolled Lakeshore 42-7.
Yep. So St. Joe heads up to Manawan next weekend. Another game on grass for St. Joe. And really, that's the last one on grass. In fact, I think it's the last time they will play at Manawan with grass because Manawan is getting a new field and doing some work. And hopefully the press box make an elevator for us.
I don't need no elevator.
Oh, I do.
I know you do.
I do. But
they're looking out for your health.
Well, thank you. St. Joe 6-0, Manawan 3-3. We'll be on the air next week at 6:30 from Manawan on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. So wrapping things up from Dixon City and St. Joe, Bears go to 6-0 and 2-0 in the SMAC West with a 48-34 win over Portage Northern. For Joel Cordes, he's somewhere down there. Bret Witkowski.
I think he left already.
Oh, he's there.
No, that's trying.
Oh, really? Okay. But for Joel, somewhere down.
He's napping.
Oh, for Joel, somewhere down on the field. Bret Witkowski, I'm Dave Wolf. News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Cool.